Hey guys, how was the party?
It was really fun.
Aces.
He's wearing a woman's sweater and he's drunk.
Well, he didn't drive drunk and he's home before curfew, so.
That's what I thought we got.
Right?
Yeah, we're good parents.
Yeah, we're good.
Right? Good morning, Creekwood Hug! My name's Simon. For the most part, my life is totally normal. I have a family that I actually like, and there's my friends. We do everything friends do. We drink way too much iced coffee while gorging on carbs. So, I'm just like you, except I have one huge-ass secret. Hey! I like your boots! I said I like your boots! Goodbye! Nobody knows I'm gay.
Have you seen the new post? About the closeted gay kid at school.
What?
Who do you think it is?
Can I call you back? Dear Blue, I'm just like you. This was a mistake.
It's nice to know there's another guy at school with the same secret. When did you first realize?
It was a bunch of little things, like my first girlfriend.
I think I'm falling in love with you.
Wow, thank you. Be right back. Wasn't my proudest moment.
Sometimes I think I'm destined to care so much about one person it nearly kills me.
Me too. I'm done living in a world where I don't get to be who I am. I deserve a great love story. And I want someone to share it with.
Have you ever been in love?
I think so.
These last few years, it's almost like I can feel you holding your breath.
I'm supposed to be the one that decides when and where and who knows. That's supposed to be my thing.
Disclaimer. This is about to get romantic as F.
You're not into Abby, are you? She's cute, but she's just not really my type. Not because she's black. I love black women. Not like, you know, I have a thing for black women. I just love all women.
In our first academic article, The Question of Men in Love, A Behavior in Response to Jorgen Lorentzen, written by Leonard Mundy, men are categorized into two types of lovers, the passionate one and the serious one. While this article is examining the love dynamic between a man and a woman, it is still 100% applicable to Simon. Simon spent most of the movie trying to uncover the identity of his masked lover, you could say. It is hard to see how Simon would match up in a love relationship because he doesn't have an in-person relationship until the end of the movie. At the beginning of the movie, Simon relates more to the serious man mentioned. He values his masculinity and wants to be seen as normal and overall attractive to others. Yet, as the movie runs its course, Simon blossoms into his true self. He is outed without his permission and becomes even more of an outcast in his school. But through the support of his friends and family, he becomes confident and secure in who he is. By the end of the movie, he relates much more to the passionate man. He values his freedom and connections with others much more. The article by Leonard Mundy also brings up the point that finding love is very personal and specific to each and every relationship. Simon's pursuit of the masked blue was not only him trying to find happiness, but ultimately him finding love. Simon wanted to find his soulmate, someone that felt the way he felt, and he finds that in Blue. Simon wanted to be able to embrace love and happiness. He wanted love in its purest form, love for the sake of love.
In the article Love and Intimacy in Men's Life, it discusses how it can be hard for men to love. It states that love is not necessary for men in their lives, and some difficulties could include the fear of homosexuality, masculinity, and the lack of self-confidence. Simon fits into many of these categories. At the beginning of the movie, when Martin threatened to leak Simon's emails, Simon was scared of being found out by others that he had a homosexual preference. Simon lacked self-confidence in his true self. and was scared of what others would think of him when they found out he was gay. He wanted to hide this part of him to prove his masculinity to others. The article also states that love is very transgressional. In other words, love has to break the rules that are set in place for it by society. This relates most to Simon, as he had to fork his own path to find love. He was an outdated gay student who was not accepted by others. It took him embracing what most people look down on to not only find true love with someone else, but also love for himself.
The article, Dimensions of the Prototype of Love, entails a 6-part study that worked to define love in a way of comparing, rather than a classical definition, which would have a hard defining way of describing exactly what love is. The basis of this study is on the love triangle, which is described as passion, intimacy, and commitment. Simon is a closeted gay student who starts to communicate online via email with someone named Blue, and they begin to get closer to one another. They had no idea who they were talking to, yet their online relationship was so full of passion and intimacy. They fell in love. When they are blackmailed, Blue deletes his account in fear that he will be outed. Simon is so passionate about Blue that he is determined to figure out who he is in order to be with him. Blue is afraid to commit to not only Simon, but also judgment of himself due to his sexuality. As the movie goes on, Simon continues to uncover the identity of Blue. He ultimately puts himself out on a limb and asks the anonymous Blue to meet him on the Ferris wheel at the carnival. At the last minute, Blue shows up and they finally commit to each other, marking on the start of a beautiful relationship. The love between Simon and Blue, now known as Bram, includes all 3 aspects of the dimensions of love.
In the academic article, Be There For Me and I Will Be There For You, friendship maintenance mediates the relationship between capitalization and happiness. It discusses friendship and its correlation to happiness. Friendship is important to humans. It allows us to connect and feel accepted by our peers. When friends share positive news with one another, it contributes to a better psychosocial well-being, suggesting that there is underlying positive feedback from establishing friendships. Maintaining these friendships seems to lead to increased happiness in individuals' lives. While friendships are not easy, they require constant work just as most relationships. When looking at the gender difference among friendships, male versus female, it was found that friendships between women were reported to have a better support system, overall quality, and satisfaction. This implies that female friendship creates more happiness for individuals than most male friendships. In the movie Love, Simon, Simon has a close-knit friend group, consisting of only 3 people, Nick, Leah, and Abby. Simon was a closeted gay high school kid who found comfort in his new anonymously gay internet friend, Blue. Threats to leak their emails became a normal thing until they were actually released to the public. After this, Blue decided that he and Simon needed to stop contacting each other and deleted his account, permanently removing himself from Simon's world. When Simon decided to come out, he told Abby first, and her positive response gave him an immense sense of relief. However, when Abby and Nick, a newly formed relationship within their friend group, discovered that Simon lied to try and prevent their coming together, they grew furious with him. Leah also grew angry with Simon after she confesses her love for him and he does not reciprocate her feelings, as well as after she discovers that she was not the first person to know Simon was gay. As stated in the studies, friendships have positive impacts on individuals, but when there is a lack of such friendships, the opposite happens. Simon was considered an outcast at school and made fun of for his sexuality, with no friends to turn to. Eventually, Simon apologizes to his friends and they all make amends. He even requests that Blue meet him at a carnival in desperate hopes to make things right and solve the mystery of his crush. The friend group resumes, all going to the carnival together. Blue shows up unannounced and kisses Simon on the Ferris wheel. Not only does Simon have his friendship back, but he now has a new relationship. By the end of the movie, Simon's happiness is overwhelming and all is right in his world.
Throughout the movie Love, Simon, there are prominent themes of friendship, love, and happiness. Simon considerably has the ultimate friend group, and even though they experience their own ups and downs, they are beyond supportive and loving of each other. The same applies to Simon's family, as they provide unconditional love and support during his troubling times. These friendships and strong relationships contribute to the overall happiness of each person involved. Within the movie, Simon reveals his true sexual identity, though not on his own terms. However, with the overwhelming support of his close friends and family, he is able to cast away everyone's judgment towards him as he begins living for himself. He becomes a passionate man, as mentioned in Dr. Mundy's articles, living for freedom, adventure, and happiness, while also being able to overcome the societal standards set in place for men's relationships. Through embracing his true self, Simon became capable of having a fierce, passionate love for an individual with a masked identity. Simon's life is highlighted through the immense love, friendship, and happiness he experiences.